Um, is this thing on? Okay. So I haven't posted a lot lately since I realized the music and talking about it while I do that stuff. That's not it's certainly a choice that I made. Um, I don't know if it was the best format. A lot of my quality was really bad. So basically after that I bought a $800 MacBook. Good move. I'm using that right now, of course. I've made no content since then. I mean, I've uploaded a bit on my main channel, but for Moments with Micah, there's been nothing. So today we're gonna talk a bit about BlueBox. I don't have like a perfect script or anything, but I gotta put myself out there. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I really like BlueBox, and I've been thinking about it a lot. It's a great anime. Um, yeah, but also I'm putting Stardew Valley up on the screen as my background because in those I've had this MacBook for like 2 months, and instead of like doing anything productive, I have only been playing Stardew Valley on it, and you guys deserve to see the fruits of my labor with that. They're not great. I mean, it's like 40 minutes on a save I've had. I'm on like 70 hours on it now. I think it shows in the video actually. Um, but anyway, let's get into it because by this point, the Stardew Valley is well underway. And I should be as well. So Blue Box, if you've ever heard of badminton, like maybe I'll throw up on the screen a clip of the badminton training guy because I think he's funny. Uh, Taiki embodies that because, Taiki is the main character, Inumata, and he does so much training and he's like jacked and a Giga Chad. So imagine you've got this guy going to the gym every morning before school to practice badminton, and then he sees this girl who's doing the same thing, but she doesn't play badminton. She plays basketball, and her name is Chinatsu. It's not that I forgot, it's just that I haven't thought about this show in a while. So anyway, he's keeping up his grind, as the youth say, going every morning, working, doing badminton things, and Chinatsu is there also doing basketball. And I think it's good if I keep these scripts simplistic. So I'm not using AI if I'm just talking like I'm making it up on the spot. No clankers here. So anyway, Taiki is like in love with Chinatsu and they like never talk. But they see each other at the gym every morning just without talking. She does her basketball and he does his badminton. So spoilers, they get nowhere with that in 24 episodes. They don't really make any they're not dating at the end of the first season. Spoilers, but yeah, it goes nowhere. But it's still peak, and let me tell you why. So basically, he's simping over her for the first few episodes, and then Chinatsu pulls up. No, wait, he's simping over Chinatsu. Hina pulls up, who's like the best friend. She's got pink hair. She's preppy, and that she does gymnastics. So we've got three sports. It's a lot to follow. Goodness, I can't follow this many sports. I don't even follow sports in real life. That's why I watch anime. There's a light behind me and it's like really distracting me. Um, so he's simping over her, and Hina, the friend, pulls up and she's like, "I'll be your wingman." So this is where it gets juicy. This is where we get our drama from. Chinatsu's parents take a job far away from the school that Chinatsu, Taiki, and Hina go to. And so, of course, the only logical solution here is that she moves in with Taiki because their parents knew each other at one point, because she needs to go to the States, the important basketballs. And then all these things occur as a result because they're both like, "Ooh, I love you." But they won't say it outright, of course, because that would make the plot too easy. They're just like blushing and being awkward in the same house for like the whole school year. Um, Unlike Fragrant Flower, I haven't heard anyone talk smack about Blue Box, which Fragrant Flower is peak, bro. Don't even. So anyway, I think core part of, hating on something is being able to relate to it. You're not gonna hate on something if you feel like it describes your life. And if you do relate to something, it'll resonate with you a lot more. So I think this is really relatable because, as someone, a lot of people, you fall in love with someone and then they just kind of move into your house in high school, right? No, that was a joke. You can laugh. Uh, so anyway, people like art that they can relate to. I'm reading my script and making sure it doesn't suck before so anyway, a lot of people can relate to being hopelessly in love with a boy or a girl, either one. Uh, and you never talk to them. You just stare at them and you're like, it's beautiful. So, other people will relate to being the Hina of the equation or experiencing the Hina of the equation. You see, I said Hina was the best friend, but those of you who have watched the show know Hina's actually madly in love with Taiki, and she wants him. Chinatsu, Chinatsu is the main goal for Taiki, so Taiki can't be in love with Hina because she's in the friend zone. She's so deep in the friend zone. I've never been that deep in the friend zone. It's insane. She is so far in the friend zone. So anyway, you got someone hitting on you like there's no tomorrow, and you're hopelessly in love with someone that you never talk to. A pretty relatable situation, and even if you can't relate to somebody hitting on you over and over, because I'm so handsome, that happens to me a lot. Um, you can relate to, like loving someone and never talking to them, and that's a big part of this because Taiki will suddenly he'll talk to her and it's like, oh my gosh, they actually are speaking. Uh, um, this is so disjointed. This script. This is half BlueBox, half me making fun of myself. I wrote in to go check the ratings on IMDb. Uh, IMDb said it's good. Reddit said it sucks, and people hate it because there's no lack of progress. I think that's what makes it good. I mean, I talked to a girl in 8th grade. I actually had a situationship kind of. I'm doing air quotes, but I cut out the camera so you can't see my face because I'm chopped. I'm not chopped. I'm actually strikingly handsome. Anyway, I talked to someone for like a year and it didn't go anywhere. She ended up blocking my number and friend zoning me permanently. I got brother zoned actually. My real ones know what the brother zone is like. That could be a story for another time. I got some cool stories that some people may or may not care about. I could tell on here instead of talking about my weeb Netflix shows. Anyway, Reddit said it sucks because there's no progress. Yeah, boy do I know about that. I've had so many times where I thought there was no progress because neither of us wanted to make a move, and then neither of we never dated. And now I'm sitting here and I'm like, shoot, maybe she was into me. Anyway, um Taiki and Chi, short for Chinatsu, if you will, because we're on a first name basis. They don't make any they don't make any forward progress, but we're not here to make we're not I'm not going to talk about whether it sucks or not because if you we know it's peak. We've already established that. It's a given. If you don't think it's peak, go ahead and click off. Please don't. I have like 30 subscribers and I need all the interaction. No, not 30. That's my main channel. This one's got 3. Please hang out. Watch me do my farmer stuff on Stardew Valley. Anyway, Taiki, he's the main character, so I'm going to talk about him because I relate to him. That's why I like him. He's so positive. He's got the same voice as Tanjiro, and Tanjiro is also very positive from Demon Slayer. He's a happy little guy who cuts off demons' heads. I don't relate to that. I'm not that happy and positive and encouraging like Taiki, but he's got this crazy work ethic, which I don't really have. I'm kind of lazy, as you can tell by me not uploading anything in this long. But it's his mentality when something happens that gets in his way. So think about something happens where he needs to stop and he needs to think about like, do I like Hina or do I like Chinatsu? Hina's right in front of me, Chinatsu's out of reach, but I like Chinatsu so much more than Hina. This man in that kind of situation will say, I need to go for a run right now. This man got sick and Chinatsu was giving him soup in bed and he was upset because he couldn't go for a run. Well, I don't think he was upset when she gave him soup, but like, his main concern with being sick is that he can't exercise, and that hints at a deeper thing. When you need to constantly be distracting yourself, obviously a lot of people like me who are chuds will distract themselves by endlessly doom scrolling on reels. Not that I do that. Not that I did that for half an hour before deciding to record this. I would That'd be stupid. Why would I admit that? Um anyway, so Taiki's worth ethic. He likes to run. He likes to distract himself. I too on occasion will do the exercises and not ignore my life by working out. I'm probably going to do that later. It's leg day. I need a distraction from leg day. It doesn't make my arms bigger. There's no point in doing it. I'm getting so off topic. So, I had 3 points about Taiki. I didn't even realize that. I completely forgot about this script. I wrote it so long ago. I got to hustle with like writing these and then following through. Taiki's worth ethic, which I've already really talked about. He's got to go run um constantly. He's doing all that. Oh my goodness. I just deleted most of the script. Bear with me because I really don't want to like edit this video at all. Oh, I got it back. Okay, so over and over throughout the show, Taiki, he's chilling. Something happens. Better go for a run. Better, yeah. Yeah. I also have in here. This was used by not mindsets, samurai. This was a mindset they used, and I forget what the cool Japanese term is for it, but it's uh wabi sabi was one of the answers. That's not right. Mujo, Mushin, Bushido, one of those. But it's basically the principle that stillness is death. If you're not moving, you're gonna die, and that's bad. Like if like sharks need to keep moving so they breathe, and if you stop moving, you're basically dead because you're not improving yourself and your life isn't moving forward. That sounds pretty healthy. No, it's a workaholic mindset, and I mean you can make a lot of improvement. I've tried to use it before, but when you don't rest at all, you just cook yourself. If you've ever been to the gym, you need to rest in between sets, or your muscles will hate you and not get bigger. And if you don't get bigger muscles, you're not impressing the ladies. And then why are you at the gym? So, not resting is bad. It messes with your mental health, it messes with your physical health, all that. I think I think Samurai probably did rest because, they were OP and like muscular. So I imagine they did rest at some point, but I think it was like healthy rest, not like I sit in my mom's basement and play Minecraft waiting a month to write a script and I tell myself, well, I'm being productive because I'm making background video. I can show these clips of Minecraft, which I'm not even using because I'm using Stardew Valley now. Ah, so I already used this weightlifting example. Dude, this is so disjointed. Even I'm getting bored. If you're getting bored, you can click off. I won't be offended. But there's Chris from Parks and Rec is my next example. If he keeps all parts of his mind and body occupied, he can avoid mental crisis. Actually, I have the direct quote. I thought that was the direct quote. It wasn't. The direct quote is, I keep my mind moving and I keep my body moving and my mind occupied at all times. I will avoid falling into a bottomless pit of despair. That's great. Terrific. That's why I play the drums. I keep all parts of my body moving and I don't fall into despair. I don't like despair personally. I touched on this a little further during my freshman year when I was swimming. I would get so stressed out about swimming, but then I turned the exercise of swimming into my coping method, like subconsciously. So then the only way for me to escape the stress of swimming and exhausting myself was to exhaust myself further. Um, so I did really good that year, but I like wasn't healthy. It like tanked my mental health. Anyway, next point in the show, we're gonna get into some symbolism if y'all are into that. Later in the show, Hina and Taiki are in a park, and Chinatsu is at a huge basketball game. The game they've been hyping up for the whole show. She loses. Oh well. But here's why that matters. So Hina is standing on the swings, right? And she's like, Taiki, let's play a game. Let's see who can throw their shoe further. And she's like, the loser is gonna tell their biggest secret that they've never told anybody ever. So she goes first, and she drops her shoe on the ground right in front of her. She lost. What a loser. That's stupid. But it's actually insane Riz, because as she drops her shoe on the ground, Chinatsu fumbles the basketball, and it hits the ground at the same time as Hina's shoe, because Chinatsu has not just lost basketball, she has also lost Taiki. Because what does Hina say when the shoe hits the ground? She says, I love you. Taiki doesn't love her back, and she knows this and says, I just want you to think of me as a girl who likes you and not just a friend. Think about it, and she doesn't need an answer right away. This is so much tension because, we've seen by now that Hina is in love with him. Off, like, in parts of the show where Taiki isn't there, she talks about it or something, or like, it's obvious. I don't remember why, but it is. And yeah, I mean, it's just Chinatsu fails so hard. She loses her love, she loses basketball. But does she lose him? No. I think it was a visually stunning moment and full of tension. Uh yeah, so spoiler alert, I supported Hina here, but she loses him at the end of the second season. Is there a second season? Dude, am I stupid? I might need to rewatch this show. Ah. So all our happy little sports children, they go to a sports camp. Ah, sports camp. A place to confess your love around the fire, and then it'll definitely be reciprocated because that's how that works. You just the problem if you're getting rejected is you're not doing it in front of fire at a sports camp. I should have brought water. Ugh. This script is terrible. Who wrote this? It would have been better if I used AI, but I don't support that. So yeah, we're all at our happy little sports camp and we're playing a game. I did not understand how this game worked at all, but Taiki was put in a position in front of all of these people where he needs to say who he likes. Obviously, this is a stupid game and he can lie and he can be like, your mom. But he freezes because this has been his conflict. Does he like Hina? Does he like Chinatsu? Should he go for Hina even if he doesn't like her? Because she actually does like him and Chinatsu is so far out of his league, but she actually does like him and he doesn't know. So anyway, he doesn't know. And he thinks about coffee. He's like, well, coffee is a certain percent coffee and a certain percent creamer, so maybe I like Hina 30% and Hina's the coffee creamer and Chinatsu's the coffee and I like her 70%. So basically, the sports camp is just him going back and forth like that. And then at that bonfire, where you're gonna confess their love and it's gonna be reciprocated. Hina's little buddy, who is dating Taiki's mentor, no, wait, the little sister of the girlfriend of Taiki's mentor is Hina's little buddy, and she calls her Hina Bean, and she's like, I'm gonna make him love you. I can do it. Maybe you can't, but I can. Because I'm in middle school or something and I know exactly what I'm talking about and I'm gonna make him love you. So Hina's little buddy starts managing the badminton team because she saw another guy. She saw a guy on another team who was like so hot, and she thought he was on the team that was with her school. Misguided child. Anyway, she sends Taiki to get cables. Or no, Taiki's in the gym by himself. She sends Hina to get cables. She's like, I need this cable. Now, please. So this is where we see why Taiki's the GOAT. He's in a gym alone with Hina, looking down at the fire. And Hina, poor baby, is just like crashing out. And she's like, I love you. I love you so much. And you're gonna regret if you ever reject me because someday you'll realize you do love me. And we were meant to be. And what does Taiki say to this? Does he say, oh my gosh, you're right. I do love you. We are meant to be, and if I rejected you, I would want to kill myself because what the heck would I even be doing? No. He says who I like will not change, and he cannot go out with. He says who he likes will never change, and he cannot go out with Hina because that would be he can't he won't stop having feelings for Chinatsu. So Hina, as we all would, screams and cries, and she's like,
You're gonna regret it. You're gonna love me someday. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna hate yourself.
These are two very relatable points. Going for someone who you know like someone else and being shut down and shutting down someone where you're like, I could have dated him, but I don't have feelings for you. It's just convenient because you like me first and I won't be rejected. A lot of people are probably gonna relate to Hina because you're watching anime and you're a loser and no one's ever gonna reciprocate your love. But it's like it's a really relatable thing, like getting jammed into that friend zone so hard. Like I mentioned, I got brother zoned, which is like you're like a brother to me. Is like it's higher than the friend zone, but you're still not. You're not in the dating zone, and it's like ah, ow, so close yet so far away. And for Taiki, I don't know how many people can relate to having the maturity to turn down like the ball was in his court and he rejected the shot because he's the goat and he has that maturity and he's like I can't just date whoever likes me. And he was actually told in the show by this stupid little middle school girl who's trying to set him up with Hina and hurts a bunch of people. She says, I just date whoever likes me to see how it goes because they like me. And it doesn't really matter. I don't care if I like them because they like me. The ball's in my court and we'll see how it goes. I might as well. Moron. Stupid. Bad move. Spoiler alert. Life advice. Don't do that. What else have I got here? I was on a roll, but I ran out of words. So yeah, he doesn't gaslight her and put her through a bunch of bullcrap by being like, "Yeah, I love you," and then dealing with Shinatsu later. Yeah, it was so close. He loves Hina as a best friend. It's like, I love you, and I love hanging out with you. Sorry, not even sorry. I mean, you don't have to apologize for the way you feel about somebody if you don't feel the way that they want you to feel. That's not on you. Like if someone loves you and you don't love them back, that's not on you to suddenly start loving them. So I'm out of script for this, but I think this video it's important for me to get out content and also I can delete this out of my notes app now. I called this nonsense an essay like I don't know. I mean, I hope for you you're able to listen to this while you study or do anything else or edit your own video because if you're a dopamine addict like me, you can't function unless you have background noise. But it has to be the right kind of background noise, right? Right? So maybe I'll put a little bit of background music on this. I should be working on my beats, composition, anything else right now. Maybe I'll edit that out. But yeah, hopefully this helped you focus. So here's Stardew Valley and me talking about BlueBox. I guess I'm not gonna edit it because again I'm a chud and I don't care. I'm gonna extract the audio and then I'm going to put it in iMovie on top of a Stardew Valley clip and then I'm gonna go play more Stardew Valley. Uh, yeah, I've totally deserved a break. I've done so much today. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you later, and I hope you enjoyed that. Please leave feedback so I don't screw this up. If I'm screwing this up right now, let me know so I don't screw it up again. I'll see you later.